Hello, everybody. Hello. Hopefully everybody is doing well. Boy, oh boy. Yesterday was a wild one. Stayed up all night to try and comp one of the new GPUs, a 5080 or a 5090. And what a train wreck of a launch, dude. People are calling it a paper launch. Just a terrible launch for the cards. So bad, in fact, that the US didn't even get a single card from NVIDIA. All of the United States did not get a single card, not one. Pretty wild stuff. If you were in the EU, you were owning. Like, in the EU, they were just spoiled, dude. They had so many cards. They had listings up for like 5 entire minutes, which might not sound like a lot, but that's actually a lot for a brand new launch. It's 5 whole minutes. Meanwhile, in the US, only the like third-party cards were really out, and all of them, none of them through NVIDIA. NVIDIA themselves did not have a single card for the US. Now, I don't know if they're just playing some crazy mind games and they're going to release them later or something. But yeah, NVIDIA did not release a single card in the US. It was like you had Best Buy and Newegg and Amazon release a few. When I say a few, I mean a few. They sold out in less than 50 seconds across the board. Insane. So all the Best Buy ones and everything sold out within 50 seconds. There was just absolutely zero hope of getting one. So we're still waiting to see like when NVIDIA is dropping theirs in the US, because they dropped them in other countries. But I was in this Discord where everyone was, you know, posting about it and sharing if there were any up. Literally just hundreds of people in the EU being like, yep, I got one. Oh, I got 2. I got 3. And then every single US person is just like, is anybody in the US getting one? I didn't see a single person. There was like 1,000 people in the Discord posting. All of us were up, you know, stayed up all night, ready for it. I didn't see one person from the US. The only people I know that actually got them in the US were people that camped out for like 2 or 3 nights outside micro centers and stores and stuff. So yeah, pretty crazy, man. Absolutely wacky. So that's how I spent my night. And then obviously I had to work and I was very, very tired. So that's why there was no stream yesterday. I do have a very, very fun stream planned. It's gonna have a lot of rage. It's gonna be very fun. Planned with Josh. Coming up. I don't know when we're gonna do that exactly, but we both got a game that's just gonna be. It's gonna be hilarious. You're not gonna want to just miss that stream. It's gonna be fucking awesome. So we'll be playing that game at some point. Maybe later today. I'm not sure, but. We both picked up a game that's going to be very rage-inducing, very fun. I've never played a game like it because I've known that it would make me rage. So, yeah, it'll be fun. I'm sure I will be entirely level-headed, and so will Josh.
Pretty pleased with the upgrades.
It's going to be great.
I think she might want to thank you.
But yeah, I'm still trying to cop one of the graphics cards. I found out about this app that you can subscribe to, and it basically allows you to have a bot that will buy a GPU for you. It's called like Hot Stocks or something like that. You could pay them like $12 and you log into a couple of your accounts and it'll auto buy for you. You set like a price limit and stuff. as it stands, since everything sold out within 50 seconds, I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it myself. So really the only way to combat the bot is to bot, you know? So I got that. And hopefully we'll be able to snag one in the coming few days here as they're listing more and more. But the prices are wild. People are selling the 5090s already for like $6,000 to $8,000, which is just insane. And those are the ones that are actually selling, which is just wild. So yeah, it's insane. Hi Animal, hi Nex, hi Dason. How's it going, guys? Hi Weedy. Is it chained together? You'll have to wait and see. I would consider this early morning. Yeah, it's 3:30 my time. Oh.
An abandoned city like Denevrin. It must be full of supplies we could use. Do you think you could maybe grab some things for me?
You know I'm happy to help. What do we need?
I've noticed there are more arcs in the city.
Watch your fucking mouth,
about
Immortal.
The upside is, according to Lane's logs, the ones carrying shields could be scavenged for assault. A metal we could use to reinforce all kinds of gear and facilities. A little heat would help in prying it off the arcs.
All right. I'll come back as soon as I have some.
Great. Thanks, Bryn.
Tempered foes. Foes are objects that are defeated or destroyed using heat or cold. They're considered tempered, have a higher chance of dropping certain rare loot. Also note that cold will destroy low quality carved and forged. Heat will destroy low quality woven and tanned. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Passed out way too early today. Woke up like 10 minutes ago. So confusing. Yeah, I feel you. I went to bed pretty early. I want to fight that ice monster. That's what I want to fight. No Man's Sky? Oh, jeez. Dude, I gotta be honest. I'm kind of bored of Path of Exile 2. I was playing it last night while I was waiting for the GPUs to launch, and I kind of had like an epiphany moment where I was like, I'm kind of bored. I don't know. Like, I feel like my build isn't bad. Like, we're gonna go fight this guy. Kind of want to fight this guy. Like, my build isn't bad or anything, but for me, it's just I just feel like in order to progress my character, it's just farming currency to buy gear, and I'm at the point now where in order to buy gear that's better than my current gear, I have to spend so much. It's a little crazy. Like, at the point I'm at right now, it's like if I spend 100 exalted orbs to upgrade, let's say, my crossbow, it's only like 1% better. So like now I'm like into the realm where I'm gonna have to, I don't know, start. Jesus. Like, I'm basically in the realm, I feel like, where I need to start spending divines, I guess. And then I was looking at the divine stuff and like, it's not even that much better. iDubbbz is a new one? No, I used to get iDubbbz way back in the day when he was actually relevant and didn't look like me. Or I should say he looked more like me, I mean. He used to look a lot more like me. Like in his younger days when he was like ultra edgy. Hardcore. Yeah, the problem is I really don't want to go through the campaign again. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about how they're gonna like wipe for a league. I'm like, oh god, dude, are we really gonna wipe? I've already, I don't know, I don't really want to go through the campaign again. I've already done it 4 times. What's up, homie?
An arc of the living flame. Lightly armored compared to the others. Expect things to get hot.
Okay. Lightly armored, but stomped right on my... Oh, I'm trying to remember how to play the game again. He's doing weird shit. Oh! Oh! God damn it. Oh! Oh! How is it burning me? Huh. Why is this not hitting? Oh, there we go. Uh-oh. Ah! No! No, please! Please, no! Ah! Hot, 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 hot. Oh, what is that? What, the little gremlin? Oh, he makes little babies. They're kind of cute. Oh. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I'm not. Why did it grow?
Tangles coming out of that chasm. The surge hit this place hard.
Oh, I'm dead.
And look.
I'm getting
more
out.
coral.
Must have been growing below ground.
Explain why there's so much damage here from the surge.
Ooh. He's kind of tough to hit. Die, you little baby. Please don't grab. Why does it keep... I keep falling off of him for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not sure why I keep falling off of him. I think I'm gonna have to come back. I need to find some potions. Stay on his fucking leg, Blues. No, 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 jump up, jump up. Ah! Yeah, I got big sword, always. Ow. Oh, he's trying to kick me off. Oh. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh. 1 HP. 1 HP. We'll be back.
If the surge hadn't hit so hard, the steps would lead to the spire. Alas. Elected representatives would convene there, including the Eye, the Enclave's leader.
Is this really the time for lore, woman?
Imagine a time when Weavers had our own governing body.
Is it? Is it the time for lore? I need potions. Shadow of the Colossus 2. Oh, potions. Oh, you're in for it now, bitch. Okay, Ah! I just have to climb slow. For some reason, if I try and jump on his booty. Fuck, dude. He keeps getting me. This guy is way faster to react than the other arc. The other arc, he would always miss. I'm underestimating him. Try and take on this leg. Oh, fuck. Didn't know we could do that. It also doesn't help that I'm wearing ice gear. Wait, that's the leg I need on. Take out the leg, please. Dude, oh my god. Jesus Christ. If you're wondering why I'm not getting off when he goes to reach for me, it's because there's a massive delay when you attack with the big sword that locks you into an animation where you can't jump off or you can't climb. If you're wondering why, you're like, oh, why is he just standing there getting grabbed repeatedly? Yeah, I literally cannot move. Like after you swing with the big sword, you're just locked in place for a significant amount of time. Potions? No. Potion. Starting to think I might need to telekinesis on him. $186 isn't bad, actually. I wonder how much damage it does if I hit him in his little chest titty. Ow! You little gremlins. Throw a gremlin at him. Did he kill his own babies? Away, you goobers. Oh, you're still alive. Okay. His leg should be done in soon, you would think. How much HP does that thing have? Oh, fuck. God damn it. 1 HP. There we go. All or nothing, gamers. No, I'm on his arm. I did not want to be on his arm. Fuck. Oh! God damn it. Yeah, only 40 less to throw something at him. Man, I want to make the big sword work, but it's literally just objectively so much worse than a one-handed. It's so much worse. You don't have any block when you use the big sword. It barely does more damage. And it animation locks you so hard. I think I'm just gonna have to use one-handed, man, which really sucks because obviously I'm a big sword enjoyer, but I can't find a single reason to use two-handed over one-handed. It's just much, much worse in every single way. Yeah, it's like if you're gonna make big swords be really slow, at the very least, like they need to do insane damage, you know? And unfortunately, this doesn't at all. Just such a bummer. I'm also just gonna I'm gonna swap my gear over to fire resist, which should help a lot. Does it drain stamina or something? Yeah, it does. This game is basically like Monster Hunter meets Breath of the Wild. So any of the stuff that, like basically any of the mechanics from either of those games carries over. But yeah, it's kind of hard to find a reason to use the big-handed sword, unfortunately. Shadow of Monster Hunter Wild of Monster Wilds. Yeah, that's I might steal that for the review, dude. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Not gonna lie. John, thanks for subbing, dude. It's very nice of you. Thought it was Dauntless for a second. Rest in peace, am I right? I hear they just absolutely killed the game with an update. I don't know if anybody actually plays the game to corroborate that or not, but I heard some people talking about it. I actually enjoyed Dauntless for a little while. I thought it wasn't bad for a, like, free-to-play Monster Hunter type game.
Not too heavy, not too light.
I really didn't think it was that bad. I mean, I know a lot of people hated on it, but I honestly didn't think it was bad. Maybe I should reforge this with something where I can use more of it. This is also kind of a cool thing about the gear and the crafting in the game. I wish Monster Hunter would do this. Is that it allows you to freely swap out parts on your gear after you craft it. So once you craft a gear, you'll see reforging resources right here. You can freely swap this out and you'll get all of the materials back. So like what I'm doing right now is, you know, swapping a lot of stuff over to accommodate fire resist instead, right? So I just swapped all this stuff to fire resist, but you can swap it back whenever you want to all cold resist stuff again, and you'll get all of the materials back. So you can just freely do this, which I think is very, very nice and consumer friendly. And there is an incentive to use worse materials as well, because when you use worse materials, like, yes, I have this legendary Drake scale that I can use, that it gives me, you know, an extra 1 damage and an extra 4 heat resist, but it's going to take 2 of those and I only have 2 of those, right? Or I can make it slightly worse with this, but I have 18 of this, right? You may be asking like, oh, well, what's the point? It's going to make it worse. Well, because since I have extra of those materials, then I can go and upgrade the equipment level, as you can see, which uses more of the initial materials, and you can actually get higher stats by doing that. So pretty interesting system that they have.
Nice to work on something a little lighter every once in a while.
All right, now we're gonna go fuck the thing up. No co-op. This is single player. Oh, they fired everyone. Oh. Damn. That's crazy, bro. Jesus. That unfortunately seems to be the norm these days in the PC or just gaming industry as a whole. Is a whole lot of layoffs. All right, let's try this again with flame resistant and one-hander. I feel like it'll be significantly easier. I definitely think they have some balancing to do when it comes to the two-hander. There's not too much of a reason to use it in the current state of the game. Jesus, man. Will you relax? Oh, what? Now you're shy? Oh, now you're shy, huh? Oh, that's interesting. Well, you wanted a beef so bad? Come get some beef. Yeah. Interesting how that works. Oh, wonder what's in here. Oh, a frost sword and shield. Okay. Well, that would be useful against this guy. Where'd the big guy go? Over here? Ow. Alright, motherfucker. Take 2. What's the story behind the instant ban? There's no story behind it at all. It's just engagement bait to get people to click and comment on the stream, whether that's to say the banned phrase or to ask about it, which in turn gives a view and a comment, which is good for the algorithm because YouTube utilizes an engagement algorithm where the more comments that you get, the more it's going to recommend the stream to more people. We didn't used to ban people for it, but then people started complaining that they weren't getting banned and calling it false advertising. So now we started to ban people to make those people happy. That's about all there is to it. No crazy lore or anything. Just kind of the meta of how things go. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. He put a little pep in his step for a second there. No. You missed, pussy. Yeah, look at that. Look at that DPS, bro. Look how much faster this DPS is. It's so much faster. That DPS goes burr. Fireball. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, no, don't climb on. See how fast I can react with one-hander? Like with one-handed, I can literally just drop off in a second. With two-hander, I'm just stuck there. He seems upset. Can I get off this leg before he shakes? Nice, I did. Christopher, thank you for subscribing, dude. It's very nice of you. I hate that you can't... Oh, God. I hate that you can't jump up on him like you can on the other guys. Because he's too skinny. Oh. Wow, that did a lot of stamina damage. Ow. Oh. Oh, fuck. Okay, that was me getting greedy. But hey, I got a juicy material from busting his chest titty. So I'll take that. Good trade. Gonna have to hit him somewhere new. For this, we got extra potions too. We're owning. Ow. Gonna have to climb up higher now. Ooh, mats. If I could get him to do the punch down, that would be the best. That's like the best skill. The best attack. Yo, Seawoods, thank you for subscribing, dude. Whoa. Oh my. Glitchy. Ah! Okay, maybe they need to... maybe they need to do a little bit of work on that. We be climbing. No! Oh! Oh, I'm not gonna have the stamina to climb this. Yeah, I'm just dropping. He's like so hurt. Let me up. The problem is I kind of have to go for his chest here. He's gonna grab me. He missed. He missed. Oh, take him out. You son of a bitch. Finally.
Another flame strand for your mantle.
Ooh. All right. Cinder infused leaden. Okay. Comment, subscribe. Have a great night, whatever it is for you. Thanks, Christopher. Thanks for stopping by, dude. People are dumb AF. Yeah, we usually catch couple hundred people a stream. It depends how big the stream is, but sometimes we catch over 1,000 people with it. It's pretty wild how many people fall for the engagement bait. This is Eternal Strands. 81 every 0.5 seconds is way better than 220 per 2 seconds. Well, not even that. It was 120 for a normal attack. It looks good. It is good. It has some, you know, it has some rough spots around the... It's a little rough around the edges, but overall, I'm really enjoying it. I'd give it like an 8 out of 10 right now. The balance is a little whack. It could be a little jank at times, but... You know, it's kind of just like a sleeper hit game. Whoa! See what I mean about a little rough around the edges. Here's the thing. Like, a lot of people, they'll see this game and they'll be like, oh, this is just Monster Hunter mixed with Breath of the Wild and some Shadow of the Colossus thrown in. It's like, yeah. But at least they stole from great games. You know? Like, I don't know. I'm not one of these people that needs my game to be like hyper original or anything. I'm totally down with games stealing from other games as long as they're stealing from good games or great games. Shadow of the Colossus is great. Monster Hunter's great. Breath of the Wild's great. Those are some good games to steal from. Every modern game is jank. I wouldn't say everyone. I think Nintendo games and Sony games for the most part are pretty well polished. But other than that, yeah, a lot of games are pretty jank. I'm happy I can actually break things with one hit now with the upgraded sword. Where were these 3 potions when I was searching before, dude? That would have been just a little bit of helpful. Just a little bit of helpful. Why did I say it like that? Just a little bit helpful. Dude, now I'm swimming in potions. You're killing me. You're breaking my heart. Ah. Bro didn't even get to play the game. Is it on Steam? It's a day 1 Game Pass game. So it's Steam, Game Pass, obviously Xbox. I haven't had anybody tell me if it's on PlayStation as of yet, but it's definitely on Xbox and PC. Microsoft has been advertising this one for quite a while.
This must be the Guild District.
Home to numerous trades, magical and mundane alike. Enchanters, smiths, coopers, glassworkers, you name it.
YouTube should really add like a feature to make it a bit easier for people to know like what game something is. It's definitely like the most asked question on game streams. You have wings, bro. Just fly over here. Ah! No, it's not multiplayer. Just single player. It's more story based than like a Monster Hunter type game, so it makes sense. $40 on PSN? Oh, okay. Thank you. Appreciate you. Now we finally know. That's also nice that it's not a full price title. You know, $40 I think is more than fair for this game. Just from what I've played. Uh-oh. You want some beef, bro? Get parried, Stinky. Like, look how much better this is. You can just parry every single thing in the game. Why would you want to run two-handed when you lose your ability with two-handed to block and parry? Parry is just so OP. 40 is the new 20. Yeah, within... Oh, shit! With inflation being what it is... Like, I didn't know if it was just me or not. But I do look at $40 games like I used to look at $20. Ow, my face. I missed the parry. Come on. There we go. I look at $40 games the same way I used to look at 20 now. I didn't know if it was just me because, like, it's hard to tell with all the inflation, you know. Obviously, like, now that my career is actually going, I make a lot more money than I used to. So I didn't know if it was just that or if it was actually just, like, the economy as well. But yeah, nowadays I see a game and I'm like, oh, it's only 30 bucks. Or like, oh, it's only 40 bucks. I'm like, that's not bad at all. That delay on that is tough to parry. Here, hold this. Are you fireproof? Guess not. Unfortunate for you. Put out the fire. Calm down. Okay, we're good. We're fine. $40 is fine as long as I don't have to buy DLC, season pass, battle pass. Yeah. Dude's flexing on our unemployed asses. Is it flexing to say that? I don't feel like it is. I don't make bank or anything. I'm not like rich. Tax bracket wise, I'm still just like upper middle. I'm not some like show us the bank account. Yeah. If there was a way for me to show you my bank account without potentially showing important information, I would. I could open my bank account and tell you how much is in my checking. Oh, but then you just have to take my word for it, which, you know, people probably wouldn't. Oh, my face. What's the 3 on the back of your card? Somehow you always get thrown back here. Mr. Karovic. Probably butchered that. Thank you for the sub. Very nice of you. You probably get thrown in here if you comment on the channel at all, or you like or dislike the content. You're telling YouTube that you're engaging with the content, so they should show you the content more. Like if you really don't want to see somebody's content, the best thing to do is to not interact with it at all, and then click the 3 dots in the top right of your screen and do don't recommend channel. Which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. I have people telling me all the time that they did it and they still see my stuff, so. But that's the best advice I can give you.
Why else would a religion invest in property?
I could open your bank account, see it for myself. Oh, yes, you have a point. No, I do fine for myself. If I had to guess, I'd say I probably have like 10 grand in my checking right now. Which isn't that much when you consider it's like right around the start of the month. So I think I've probably got my payment for this month. I get paid about like 5,200 a month. I'm salary, so I get paid monthly. Get like 5,200 a month for my job. But then you also have to consider end of year bonus that I just got, which is a big part of my salary as well. It's a big part of all like scientist positions is end of year bonus. Just bonuses in general. And then, yeah, obviously anything I make from YouTube or anything, that's just not even considered. I work as a chemist material. I like to tell him I hate him. My ego doesn't let me ignore shit I don't like. That's weird because I have a massive ego, dude. And as a result, people that I see as beneath me, I don't even give them the light of day. Like, why would I spend time on ants, you know? That's why I just completely ignore haters and trolls and stuff like that. I mean, if I feel like I could get content and, like, entertain people out of roasting them, I will. But for the most part, you know, you just ban them and move on. They're not worth your time at all. Like, if somebody makes content that I don't like, I don't think I ever leave a comment on it. I literally just don't interact with it. I don't watch it. How long did it take in school to become a chemist? Well, it took me way longer than the average person. That's because I was struggling with homelessness. I was struggling with moving states a few times. So it took me 7 years to get my 4-year degree in biochemistry, which is obviously way longer than the average person takes. But yeah, it took me quite a while.
The high pyre remains intact, though, built to last.
I had a lot of trials and tribulations along the path, but we got there. This is Eternal Strands, Jester. A lot of men hate their wives. Yeah, that's a weird one to me. Maybe don't, you know, say till death do us part to somebody that you don't like. Crazy thought process. No stamina. How good is it in your country? Because here, 1,500 is pretty terrible. 1,500? 1,500 what? So my salary is pre-tax, I make 65,000 a year, and then plus end of year bonus, which this year was about 32K. On top of that, I invest regularly in the stock market, and that's super variable, but typically I'll make at least like 10 grand from that on the low end, just from what I invest in the S&P over time. Not even counting, you know, actual stocks, which are essentially gambling, if we're all being honest with each other. And then, you know, anything I make off YouTube, which is really not a lot. I mean, that also varies a lot depending on like games coming out. But that's typically maybe another couple grand. I make $1.20 every 1,000 views on these streams. So, I mean, you could go on the channel and, you know, count it up for how much I make. And then obviously people super chat and stuff like that, which adds up. But in general, the past like 3 years or so, after taxes, I've taken home over 6 figures. So I definitely don't struggle. I do well. My mortgage and everything on my house is very low. I do live with several people though, so that helps keep it low, like my portion of things. But for a month-to-month basis, I would say it's pretty irregular for my bills. All of my bills all together to total up more than $1,200 a month. So I have quite a bit left over. Yeah, I have no complaints financially. I enjoy the work that I do. I could make a lot more if I went into research and development for a pharmaceutical company, for example. That's probably like the highest paying avenue if you get a STEM degree, especially like one that's biology, chemistry, biochem like me, microbiology. You actually go into like pharmaceuticals at all. Like you can make significantly more. Saw some stock market thing saying that it plummeted. Oh, stocks plummet all the time. Yeah. Yeah, here in Arizona, I make very good money. I have no complaints. I make plenty to pay all my bills, and then, you know, have quite a bit left over after the fact for fun or whatever. Big Pharma's how you get Luigi'd. Yeah, I don't work in Big Pharma simply because of moral issues with it, but I don't put anybody down that decides to work in it. There's a lot of people I went to college with, for example, that went into Big Pharma work. No way I cut my hair off. No, I'm just wearing a beanie. My hair's still... I mean, I did get a haircut. It's shorter. But still plenty long. Blow some people's mind. Your rent is $4,000 a month. Yeah, that's crazy. It's way shorter. It was like an inch and a half. Like an inch and a half got cut off. It's not way shorter. How do I not get sunburnt in Arizona? Simple. Don't go in the sun. Yep, that's it. That's how you do it. That's my pro strat. When I go hiking, I do it at like 5 a.m. Like we get up at 4 a.m., get down to the trails by 5 a.m., get done by like 7 a.m. You're out there while it's nice and cool. You don't have to worry about getting annihilated by the sun. Oh. That is not what I meant to grab, but it actually worked out well. I don't really need your guys' materials, so. Adios, muchachos. What the what the hell? Are you the main character? Fine, we'll duel. Womp womp. I don't get this game. It seems sold-like, but semi-open world. What exactly is it? It's not... I mean... I wouldn't call it Souls-like. When you die, you do lose the majority of your stuff that you have, like, in your inventory. So this is your inventory. You can upgrade your inventory, but when you die, you get to pick, I think, 4 or 5 things to keep. You'll lose everything else. But, so I guess it's kind of Souls-like-y in that regard, but it's not really, like, that difficult. Like, I'm playing on the hardest difficulty. And as you can see, it's not exactly that hard. Can't go out in the woods to hike and the sun's not out. Quickest way to become a statistic. Well, we don't really have woods out here, so... When we go hiking out here, it's all, you know, trails and stuff like that in the mountains, which is not exactly better, but there's usually a lot of people there, so I don't know. I don't feel like people really become statistics hiking out here. Whenever you go hiking, even if you go hiking at like 4 or 5 a.m., there's dozens of people on the trails. Like, I feel like it would be pretty hard to, you know, murder someone or something out there. But, yeah, no, sunscreen is great. You should always wear sunscreen. Melanoma runs in my family, so I'm extra cautious about just being in the sun and everything, since my mother and her family all got melanoma. Which, for those that don't know, melanoma is the worst possible skin cancer. It's very, very bad. So, I am definitely a little more paranoid about that stuff than probably most people. Which is another reason I'm not a big sun enjoyer. Like, I take my dog out for a walk every day. We try and do at least 3 miles. I always do that at night. Look like a rock climber. I suppose I have the build for that. Hands are too soft, though. I'd have to go about callousing them up, probably. Yeah, I lived in Washington for a little while. Washington had some great hikes. There are 6 different blueprints here somewhere that I need to find. This area is massive, though. Any weird talents? I don't think so. I mean, there's weird things about me, but they're not talents. I mean, I guess my weirdest talent is that I'm ambidextrous. So I can do practically everything left-handed or right-handed to about the same degree of quality. I guess that's somewhat of a weird talent. It's not like it ever really comes into play in life, but I guess that's a thing. The only thing I really prefer doing with one hand is I prefer writing with my left hand. I could still write with my right hand. It's fine. It's legible. I could do it at a decent pace and everything, but I prefer writing with my left. Which always pissed my teachers off. So they're like, that's wrong. You're doing it wrong. Just do it with the other hand. I was like, sorry, that doesn't feel right. Did I sprain or break my wrists a lot as a kid? No. No, I don't think I've broken anything. I cannot use chopsticks with my feet. Well, maybe I can. I don't know. I've never exactly tried. But I would imagine I can't. My feet aren't exactly very dexterous. I wish. That'd be sick. Have some crazy monkey feet. Uh-oh. I did not mean to fall, but I guess this is how we're doing things. Back here, boy. And that works. Ladies must love you then, Billy. $1,500 for a 1-bedroom apartment around here is considered affordable. Yeah, that's pretty wild. My mortgage on my home is like around that. It's pretty insane. This is Eternal Strands, John. We grew up poor and southern, so we ended up having the most fun, but the hospitals hated us. Yeah, I grew up like middle class until my parents got divorced, and then like definitely low class. Like very, very low class. We were poor as hell after that. Income restricted housing and, you know, food stamps and the whole 9 yards. Stacking those benefits. But I think that's why I'm so good with money nowadays, is just because I always say that there's two types of poor people that get money. There's the poor people who they get money and then they go, oh, well, I never had any money, so I'm gonna, you know, spend it. I'm gonna have fun with it. Which, you know, to each their own. But I'm the other type of poor person, which is like, I grew up poor. I never want to be poor again. I'm going to live very frugally. And I have to, like, really convince myself to spend money on myself or, like, do things. Like, the trip to Japan that I'm taking in a few weeks here is, like, a perfect example. I guess it's about a month still. It's about a month and a half, actually. It's like, it took so long for us all to, like, convince ourselves that we could actually go on this trip. Since it was just so outside the realm of anything up to this point. Yeah, I think I turned out well just because of the struggle.
Are these the embassies? Envoy's Landing, yes. It wasn't by chance that visiting dignitaries had to...
I have a lot of friends that never had to struggle. Oh, shit. Oh, my damage. Yeah, that guy's a problem. We gotta deal with this guy. Oh! No honor. Sorry, guys. I have telekinesis, you don't. Haha. But yeah, I have friends that they grew up very, very, you know, in really good positions. Oh shit, I can't break this. Can the big sword break this? Okay, I can. Slowly, because I took off all the upgrades. Can't justify spending a few thousand on a holiday. Maybe I'm poor. I mean, you have to remember, the average American, you know, I don't know where you live, but all I really know is America. The average American is one $1,500 emergency away from bankruptcy, essentially. From being just entirely broke. $1,500 the average American doesn't have. Which is really not a lot of money. So I think it's definitely normal, at least in America, to not be able to spend a few grand on yourself. I mean, the flight to Japan alone is $1,500. So I understand. Because I can't break that door. No, we don't have any snow here. Maybe up to the north more. But where I live in Arizona, it's hot. We don't get snow. Live fast, die hard. I'm fine with living at a medium to slow pace and living for a while, as long as I'm healthy. I get in an emergency and I die? Jesus, dude. I have a few friends that are like that like they'll have dental issues or just like general health issues and they're like, well, I guess I'll just fucking die. It's like, brother, what? No. Ah! Okay, I was holding triangle. But if you say so, video game. Live medium, die slow does not sound good. What random place do I want to see at least once in my life? Literally, Japan is the only thing on my bucket list, and I'm spending an entire month there from March to April. 1 second, I just got pinged. Okay, we're good. Yeah, but Japan is really the only thing on my bucket list. I'm gonna be honest, no offense to the EU guys. I'm not at all interested in anywhere in Europe. I'm not even remotely interested in that entire area of the world. Nothing against you guys or anything. I just don't give a fuck. I don't care about anything over there. Just doesn't interest me at all. Japan has really been like the only place I've been somewhat interested in going to. I've been to Hawaii. Material. That was my last vacation I took a year ago, I think. I went to Hawaii the first time. Why Japan? Just because I read a lot of manga. I watch a lot of anime. It'll be cool to I play a lot of like JRPGs as well. So it'll be cool to see a lot of this stuff from those in real life, kind of compare it and contrast to real life versus, you know, the idyllic version. And then on top of that, I love a lot of Japanese cuisine. I'm excited for that. I also just really enjoy the Japanese language. I've been learning it for 2 years now. I think it's a beautiful language. ridiculously complicated, but I find it very interesting. It'd be cool to like practice it with actual native speakers. Oh, you son of a bitch. All bro knows how to do is run. I'm aiming. Fuck. A little to the right. Try again. A little higher. Apparently a little higher. Where are these arrows going? There we go. This one for sure. Okay. Whatever. Back to just beating your ass. Yeah, I don't really care about beautiful nature. If I cared about beautiful nature, then yeah, I could see like wanting to go to where Lord of the Rings was filmed and stuff like that. I don't really care about that though. That's not a it's not a draw for me for a country. There's a lot of beautiful places in the US I still haven't been, but I just don't. The first manga I read was Berserk. Yeah. I didn't get all the way through it, but it was the first that I was actually like, I want to read this. No, there's no rant or anything about Europe. I don't really care. I think something that a lot of Europeans can't really fathom. I don't know how to say this in a very nice way. So understand, I'm not saying this in a mean way. I'm going to preface this ahead of time. Okay. But something a lot of Europeans don't understand is that the average American does not care at all about them or their country. And this is a weird thing for a lot of Europeans because so much of their media focuses on the US and they are so invested in US stuff. So it's not like a two-way street. They can't really understand. But the average American doesn't know anything about Europe, nor do they care at all about Europe or anything happening in Europe. And I'm definitely in that average group where I just don't care about Europe. I don't think about them at all. There's nothing really there that excites or interests me. And yeah. It's not about care, it's just awe of how little you guys know about other countries. Well, it is about care though, right? Because if you care about something, you put in effort and you learn about it. Right? So I think it is about care. Because we learn this stuff in school. It's just we don't care about it, so we don't remember it. We don't retain it. I've been in school for like 26 years now, right? I've started, you know, I went into college at 18. I'm 28 now. I went into college at 18. I have been in school 24/7, basically my entire life. I have learned so much shit that I don't remember. You know why I don't remember? Even though I knew it perfectly. I'm a straight A student. Dean's List every single term. You know why I don't remember any of it? Even though I could have recited it one for one back then? Because I don't care about it. I don't care about them. So it's in one ear, out the other once I no longer have to get tested on it. And that's very common. Especially like if you talk to anybody that's been in college a long time, for example, it's very common. You don't retain any of the information that you're not going to need or that you're not going to use or that you don't find interesting. It's just a waste of your mental faculties, you know, when you could devote those to things that you will actually need and use. No, Emil, like, That's what I'm telling you, Emil. We learn this stuff. We just don't care. I took AP European history. I would, when I was taking that class, even just, this is just a high school class, I knew everything that there was to know about the development of several countries over there. I knew all of it. I got a 6 on the national exam. I completely aced it. I knew like everything. Do you know why I don't remember any of it anymore? Because I don't care. Yeah, I didn't care about it. So we learn about it. It's just we don't care, so we don't retain it. And it makes complete sense, you know, when you learn as much as people do throughout the course of their lifetime. I mean, you forget a ton of it. That's very normal. But even just not about learning, but about like modern political events, Europe in general is just, they know way more about the US than any of them know about it. How do you forget it? Pretty easily. How do you forget anything? I mean, you stop thinking about it. You learn other things. Time passes. Yeah, it's pretty normal. I have forgotten more things in my life than I have ever remembered. Easily. This is a eternal strand, Stinky. Half the shit we see on the internet is about the US. For you, it's going to be everything. Oh, yeah. And that's the thing.
I'll collect its key swatch. Guild members must have.
It's not Europeans' fault or anything like that. It's like just their media and everything. Whether you like it or not, America is the most influential country in the entire world. The rest of the world consumes our media regularly. Whether it's our movies, our TV shows, our video games, they consume it regularly. The rest of the world broadcasts our news and stuff like that all the time. It's just a fact. And it's nothing against Europeans or anything like that. That is just a fact. And that's why I'm saying I don't think the average European can really get into the mentality of an American, because an American doesn't see anything from any of the countries in Europe at all. The most that Americans will talk is like, oh, the Queen died or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. That's all we know. Or like, oh man, there's some drama with Prince Henry or something, you know? That's about it. So that's why I think it's not a European's fault, and that's why I said I mean no offense by any of it. It's not your fault. It's just that the media and everything is, and just also because the US is as influential as it is. I mean, everything that the US does has very, very broad repercussions to every single country in the world. You know, it's not your guys' fault. But yeah, it's a mentality that Europeans just can't really understand. Yeah, clothes, music, technology. I don't care. I'm never going to use it. So why does it bother? I probably know like modern history, certain countries. Not going to remember who the king of Spain was in 1888. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like if you're not going to use it, you don't remember it. That's just how it is. It's also more knowing English. If you use English a lot, 90% of everything you see is going to be from the US. Oh, yeah. Just like Europe doesn't really care about what's happening in South Asia. Yeah. Yeah, but it's always a kind of a funny thing when you talk to a European as an American, you know. And they realize, one, how big America is. Like, just how massive the country is. And then they also realize, like, oh, wait, what do you mean? You got... God damn it, bro. These fucking slipped roofs. Then they realize, wait, you guys don't know anything about any of our countries? And it's like, no, why would we? The average American dies within 100 miles of where they were born. They're never going to visit Europe. The average American doesn't have a passport. They're never going to visit Europe. Emil, thanks for subbing, dude. Very nice of you. The average American doesn't have a passport. The average American is never going to visit Europe or come anywhere close to Europe. Why would they want to know anything about that unless they have an interest in it? And some of them do, you know. Some of them have an interest in it, for sure, and they'll study it in their own time. But, I mean, if you don't have an interest in it, why are you going to learn about it? Whereas so much of, like, the U.S. is forced upon... Like, I was talking to a guy that lives in the UK, and he's like, every single thing that I know about America has been forced upon me. I haven't wanted to know any of it, but everybody talks about it. You go on Twitter, and it's all you see. You go on Instagram, it's all you see. You go on the bloody news, it's all you see. I don't care about America, but I can't escape it. And I was like, oh. Yeah, we don't have that at all. we don't have that at all. Like, I don't really know much about Europe, and I have no interest in learning about Europe. And, you know, I don't see anything about Europe. Yeah, American apps. Yeah. Welcome back, Chico. Americans stopped caring about Europe in 1776. Yeah, basically. Only knowledge of the U.S. is literally shootings. They think that everyone has been in experience of mass shooting. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. It's the go-to for the Europeans. Yeah, they think everybody's just being fucking shot at. You walk out to your car, you're fucking ducking and weaving. You go to school, you need to pack your bulletproof vest. Like, it's pretty funny, honestly. I don't take any of it to heart or anything. I mean, one, because I couldn't be bothered to care about someone else's opinion, but also just like, you know, most of it is just misinformation. US is GTA in most people's eyes, yeah. Visited Ireland in early 2000s and they would ask her if Indians still rob the roads. That's so funny. Oh my god. I don't know where these blueprints are, man. I was trying to find these blueprints, but I'll be honest, I have no idea where they are. Like, there's still 3 I apparently haven't found. I think we might just go to the next area. Make sure that we didn't have a quest for here. Uniform dead body in the perch in lower. Okay. In upper. That was over here. What are my thoughts on the game? I think the game is great. Yeah, I like it a lot. Get frozen, Stinky. Europeans see the US as GTA and Americans see Europe as the West has followed because of Fox News and Twitter. GTA is how I and most of my friends learned about the US. Yeah, which is pretty funny since, like, GTA is... That would actually make a lot of sense because GTA is a satire on the US, you know? It's a satire on guns and, like, freedom of speech. And now, lately, it seems like GTA 6 is going to be a lot about, like, the chase for fame and influence. GTA 5 had a lot of that with Michael's daughter as well. Like, the chase for attention and fame. It's like the most stereotypical outlook of the US, which I can imagine if that's the only way you know the US is from a satire of the US. It would make a lot of sense how a lot of people view the US. Yeah, capitalism. So much of GTA is literally just about get bitches, make money, attain power and influence. Oh, shit. Gotcha, bitch. Got asked over in the US a couple of times if we still had the Nazis. Yeah, that's another thing. The average, don't get me wrong. The average American is very fucking stupid as well. Like, don't get me wrong at all. It's 100% true. I don't know about how the average is for other countries. You know, I can't speak about that. I mean, I can speak about for Canada. Canada's the exact same way. Like, the average Canadian is really fucking stupid as well. Those are just the two, you know, the two countries I've spent a good amount of time in. So those are the only two that I can talk about. But if I was to, you know, extrapolate based upon that information, I would just venture to assume that the average in most countries is probably pretty fucking dumb. The thing is, the US just has a lot of people. So when you have the average of a lot of people, there's just a lot more dumb people. Whole lot of people here in the US. Germany is no exception. Kid in my high school would call in threats to get out of school early. Kind of based in a weird way. We had a kid do that. He called in. He said he put the B word in the vents. So they had to cancel school for like several days to check every single vent. It is pretty wild. And then he had just put, I don't remember what it was, like milk or something in there, and it had spoiled. And it was just disgusting, dude. It was so gross. And then everybody liked him at first, because they're like, yeah, we got school off. But then he had like put all of this milk, or I don't remember what it was. It was some dairy thing. But then everybody hated him because when we went back to school, it was winter. And so they were using the heater, and the spoiled milk, whatever, was in the vents. And so every single room in the classroom just had this hot, spoiled milk smell. And that kid, it was the quickest like fall from grace I've ever seen. Like, everyone loved him. They're like, God, this kid fucking rocks. No school. And then everyone hated him when they got back to school, and they just had this hot, spoiled milk air blowing in their face. There was like chicks that were like throwing up and stuff. Oh, it was so funny.
No sign of damage, but There's something lodged in the back plate. It's a thingy.
So technical. I'll take a look later.
Ah, yes, a thingy. Exciting. That makes it better? Yeah, it was a true fall from grace. I don't know if they ever found the kid. I feel like even if they did find the kid, they probably like didn't tell people because they didn't want to, they knew things would not be good for them. Like if people found out about it. The Spire. Dude, I'm so ready for Slay the Spire 2. Oh, that's gonna be fucking fire, dude. Roguelike card games. I'm gonna try and use this guy as a shield. I'm gonna use him as a shield. See if this works. Shoot me, pussy. Oh, he relocated. Didn't work. He was too smart. You asshole. We could have been partners in crime. Have a rock. It missed. Have another rock. It didn't miss. This is Eternal Strands, Shaggy. That doesn't sound good. Ow. Oh! The fire! It burns! Ow! Mind the ledge! Stinky! Oh my god. A parry actually hit for once in my life. I didn't think it would be possible.
Impressive building. Wonder what's inside.
One time they had us all sit in the football field spread out from each other for half the day because they wanted to figure out if it was a hoax or not. Most of us said fuck it and jumped the fence. Yeah, we ended up on local news, a helicopter view of kids sitting in the field, some jumping the fence to leave. Dude, I was such a shitter as a kid. The moment that we had any sort of like assembly or anything, like about any of those types of events, I was just skipping school and leaving. Like I was hopping a fence or I was just dipping.
I'd always heard the
It was so bad.
extensive records. It's a lawkeeper's dream.
My senior year, I skipped school more than I went to school. It was so bad, dude. I was always just dipping. At the first sign of an excuse to dip, I was dipping. Getting in. Stop. In the name of the law. Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Wee. Right in between the legs. Hope they fix that. Straight out the front door, no shame. Yeah, I had security guards a couple times, or like the campus, like not campus, like the school police officer. We had like one police officer. I don't know if that was normal, but we had like one police officer at our school. Like I had them like trying to tell me to stop, and I would just keep walking, and they weren't gonna chase me down or anything. And I always told my parents, so then they would call my parents to try and get me in trouble, and my parents were like, yeah, I know, he told me. Well, I think one time they called my mom. I had told my mom, I'm like, they're having an assembly. I'm just gonna leave. And she's like, okay, that's fine. Because it was like an assembly for like an hour and a half at the end of the school. So I just left, and then they called my mom. They're like, yeah, we saw him skip school. This is unacceptable. And she's like, was there an assembly? And they're like, yes, there was. And she's like, yeah, then he told me about that. They were just like, what?
The
Yeah.
surge clearly hit and everyone hard.
I don't think it was really a surprise to anyone when I dropped out. I was just so done with it. I did not enjoy high school very much. But that was definitely during like my prime conceited years where I was like, I'm smarter than everyone. I don't want to go to school. I'm smarter than all the teachers. This is a waste of my time. And then it wasn't until college where, you know, I got humbled with people that were actually very, very smart. And everybody was very smart. And I was like, oh, shit, wait, never mind. I'm not all that. But yeah, you know, for a long time in my high school years, I had such a fat fucking ego. This is Eternal Strands, Voldred. Never had a B threat, but a kid got expelled for triggering a fire alarm just because he got mad for losing at a sports event. Damn, that resulted in an expulsion. Seems a little extreme.
Near the spire. Probably for the Enclave's council members. Might
How do
not
you-
be one myself, but I'd better grab a key swatch.
How do you destroy these? I've never been able to destroy one of these, but clearly you can. Did that damage it? It flashed. I don't know if I'm damaging it. I think I might be. Maybe? Flashing red, which usually means you're not damaging it. Oh, shit. You can destroy those. Oh, and it gives you unique mats. Oh, shit. He's just gonna fly, right? Yeah, that's fair. Oh! Creepy little fucker. Yeah. I always... It's funny, because when I was growing up, everyone told me, like, oh, enjoy your high school years. They're the best years of your life. Then I got to high school. I enjoyed it at first. But then as it went on, I just grew to hate it. And I remember just being like, dude, if these are the best years of my life, like, my life is going to suck ass. It's like that. Life is about to suck if this is as good as it gets. And luckily, it was not true. My life is so much better now than it was back then. I feel like junior high was peak for me. Junior high was like peak school time because it's like I was old enough to like be dating, so I got to experience dating. And you know, you're like a teenager, so you and your friends are like just doing dumb shit all the time, being teenagers. And then you still have like tons of free time, so you still game. You know, like you still get a lot of gaming done. And also just such good games came out when I was in junior high, dude. Just like peak gaming time. Why is my alarm going off? My alarm going off? Why's my alarm going off? It's only 5. 1 second. I don't work until 6. 80-something% no presents my first year. Chad. Oh, Jesus. Always thought I was dumb as a knob. I think it was also just like I had a girlfriend that really stroked my ego. That definitely contributed to like how big my head was. You could really take that sentence a different way. But yeah, my girlfriend, because you know I had like a from junior high to high school girlfriend. We dated for 5 years. And yeah, that girlfriend really like stroked my ego, led to me having like just a superiority complex for sure. Yeah, 14 to 17 or 18. It sounds about right for high school in the US. Still think high school was a waste of time. The thing with high school is, for me, it just feels fucking pointless. It feels so pointless. Like, and the worst thing is that it's not. Because, like, if you're planning on going to a state university or a private university after high school, which you shouldn't, nobody should, unless you have like a crazy scholarship that's like a full ride or something. You shouldn't. You should go to community college your first 2 years. It's infinitely cheaper. It's just the way smarter choice objectively. But, you know, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me that where you go for college, like who's going to accept you and stuff, is so heavily determined by like when you're a fucking teenager and you don't know anything, you know? Like that's just crazy to me. I don't understand how they figured that was a good idea. But yeah, high school for me felt very, very pointless. I was not a high school enjoyer at the time. I felt like my teachers didn't like their job, which is probably true, you know. You grow up and you realize, like, if somebody wants to teach, they're a professor. If they're teaching, like, high school, things didn't go well, you know. So it makes sense that you get that vibe from high school teachers. But at least, like, for me, I just felt like the teachers didn't want to be there, which came over to, like, I don't want to be here. And, there's just so much more drama. Oh, I literally can't hurt this guy. I can't hurt him. Well, that's unfortunate, because that means he probably has really good stuff. So I want to kill him. Please. Oh, I can't even grab him. This guy's built different. He is the main character. But we're gonna find a way to kill him because he probably has really good shit. How am I gonna kill you? Without losing your stuff. I could just throw him off the ledge, but... What is that? $42 damage. I feel like that's not going to be enough to kill this man. Did that do 0? Oh, he's built different, bro. I think fire is going to be our best bet. Yeah. Yeah, walk in that. Stay in that. Oh! Doesn't do that much damage, though. Upgraded armor is going burr. I do nothing. I do nothing. Oh, I do fucking nothing. Uh-oh. He's sucking up the fire. Well, that's cool. He sucks up the element because he sucked up the ice before. Uh-oh. Is he going to shoot me with the fire? Now I hit him with the ice. We got a couple lamps here. paramilitary academy is a lot more beneficial for people. Haven't really heard of that, but I believe it. I can't hurt you. Oh, I can grab him. Did take fall damage? 25. Fuck me. You will die. You will die, you son of a bitch. Oh. Slowly but surely, I will kill your ass. Fuck. I feel like Big Sword would be able to hurt him if I hadn't taken all the fucking upgrades off of it. Come in here. Oh, shit! He cheated. He took my fucking... Oh! He's cheating. Holy hell, this guy is... There we go. Find a fucking lead. Yeah, I wasn't bullied. I know people see me and they like to joke and... you know, say that I was bullied or whatever, but I actually was not bullied. As hard as it is to believe, I was actually the bully. I was a real asshole in junior high into high school. Like, I was a real piece of shit, dude. And so I never really got to experience being bullied or anything. Not like it was something I wanted to experience, but that wasn't the reason that I disliked high school. Yeah, I still cringe when I look back on the shit that I used to do back then. It's just, ugh. Kinetic two-hander. Well, maybe this one will be way better. This game is Eternal Strands, Pops. I don't remember if I said that or not. I've been asked so many times. Hardcore times got bad fruits thrown at me? Jesus.
A lot of damage this high up.
We're definitely in very high level gamer territory right now. These guys are all the white guys that I can't even do damage to. And they didn't even drop that good of stuff, so... Come on. Ow. I didn't know you had that move. Become the bully to escape being bullied. I think that was probably part of it because I was such a nerdy looking kid, you know? I think that was probably part of it. Was like, I was bullied because I thought people would bully me or something. But, I mean, there's no excuse for it or anything. I was literally just a piece of shit. Like, I would walk around and I would just slap people across the face. Just for no reason. There was no reason. Or, like, people would be drinking from the water fountain and I would, like, slam their head down on it. and then just like run off. Like just a piece of shit. Just a real piece of shit, man. And it wasn't like I would do it to like specific people or anything either. I would just fucking do it. I don't know. It just was entertaining to me. Be the type I would bully at school? Yeah, no. I'm very surprised nobody was ever just like, hey, why don't we beat this kid the fuck up? To me, like, I was so surprised. There was only ever like one guy. His name was Jaden. This very tall, very muscular black guy. He was the only one that ever like stopped me. It's because I fucking slapped him. And then he had chased me down. And then I tried to slap him again. And he caught my hand. He fucking caught my hand. And so I was in this awkward position where like I'm like fucking looking up at this guy because he's way bigger than me. Way stronger than me. And he's just holding my hand. And he was like, all right, you're not going to do this shit to me. And he goes, are you ready? And I go, yeah. Me and Josh were talking about this, like, I think last stream or the stream before we were talking about it. So maybe you already heard the story. But I was like, yeah, I guess so. And he just fucking slapped me so fucking hard, dude. My glasses fucking went whing. All my friends said it looked like a cartoon slap, just like slapped the shit out of me. And that was like the only guy that ever fucking like actually stood up to me. And then after that, funny enough, we got talking. Oh, no, it was completely deserved. It was 100% deserved. I was a piece of shit. People should have done way worse than that. After that, we got talking. We found out we both had the same birthday on October 9th. And then we were like really good friends. Which was such a weird fucking turn of events. But yeah, he was like the only one. Yeah, I should have got my fucking ass handed to me, man. But I think people were also scared because that was when like school shootings like kind of started happening. It was a little later actually. That was into high school. But I think that because that was in junior high. That was like 8th grade, the last year of junior high. But I think people were worried that if they did anything back, that I would like fucking shoot up the place or something. Because, you know, I just have that phenotype. I've got the school shooter, presidential attempted assassinator phenotype. Unfortunately. So I think people just had that vibe, and so they probably... I mean, that's the only reason I can really explain it, is like they thought, oh man. Well, I guess we just put up with it, because it's better than this guy fucking going wacky mode. Hey, Fuzz. Started high school for me. A kid was bullying me. I was not in the mood and almost threw him over the fence 2 stories down. And then I was left alone the rest of the time there. Everyone thought I was one of the strong kids. I was definitely not, but it got me peace and quiet. Big to fight with the biggest Samoan kid in my grade. No one messed with me after. He even would go to bat for me if someone else would mess with me. Yeah, there is. Men do have that, like, just... Even early on, they have that level of respect. Like, I had that level of respect for Jaden. Of just, like... It was almost like a euphoric thing of, like, finally, someone is fucking standing up for themselves, you know? It was almost like I was happy that he slapped the shit out of me back, you know? I wasn't the quiet kid, no. You know the worst thing about it all, in my opinion? The worst thing about it all is that I had a lot of friends. And I had a lot of friends from like every different group. Like I was friends with the jocks. Hell, Josh, he's routinely on the stream. Josh was a jock. He was on the football team. He was a fucking jock. My buddies Chris and Logan, they've been on the streams a ton. They were on the lacrosse team. Calvin, he was definitely like one of the quiet nerd guys. Same with Jose. I had friends from like all different groups. And like I had a girlfriend that was significantly more attractive than me, to the point where dudes would routinely come up and be like, how did you get with her? Type shit. Which they always thought was an insult, but it was always like the greatest compliment. But yeah, like that was the worst part, in my opinion, is that like I was such an asshole, but I had all of these friends, and like I had you know, a girlfriend, and like I did well in school. I feel like that was the worst part. Like there was no repercussions, is what I'm trying to say. Like being a dickhead, it should have repercussions, I feel like. And there was none. Lacrosse counts as a jock. At my school, lacrosse was really, really big, yeah. Lacrosse was bigger than soccer, and it was bigger than baseball at my school. Lacrosse was like a really big thing. Like most of the kids that did football would also do lacrosse at times. Yeah, lacrosse was like the second biggest sport in my school. It was very, very big. And lacrosse is a fucking... That's a brutal sport, man. I've got to blink more. I'm a lizard. I don't have to blink. Sometimes I just forget to do it to look normal.
I have asked our third friend to join us since he demonstrated such insight with the loom gates.
It was just a lucky guess.
Nonsense. The loom gate works. Enough said.
Gents, the, thingy?
Dom said you found it attached to an ark. One that was shut down.
Mm-hmm. No sign of damage, but this part came off easily.
It's safe to assume it wasn't part of the original construction then. The arks are famously durable.
Bryn, think back. How does it compare to the ark we found outside the Veil?
Exactly the same. Completely motionless. At least at first.
Basketball wasn't very big either at
at
my school.
Friend, then. Care to do the honors?
I glide like a lizard. I don't know what that means, but so true and so real, brother. Did we just go 2 hours in a stream and that was the first true and real? God damn, that might be a record. I'm not gonna lie. The same Samoan ended up in a gang later, saved me from getting jumped on the way to work years later. They were gonna rob me until he realized I was. Told them to leave me alone. That's fucking sick, dude. I could have used that when I was mugged. What the fuck? I mean, I moved states, so I guess
Same place? Same place.
I guess it it didn't help.
I wonder how this arc managed to get us through the Veil.
By the looks of it, it was a one-way ticket.
Well, the Enclave built many arcs and other magical constructs.
I did have gray eyes. Gray eyes was fucking sick, dude.
Drake's breath, though.
You think we might find another arc that could help us escape?
Or possibly repair this one? It must be special somehow.
I think the funniest
Victoria said
arc that
the
I've
arcs
had.
never left the Enclave, yet this one.
I'll say it after the dialogue.
We know as much as we can from looking at it. Time to start exploring if we want to find answers.
I think the funniest arc that I've had is growing up and being like very racist. Mostly just due to like not a lot of proximity and interaction and mostly ignorance with black people, to black people loving me and like having the most successful relationship of my life with a black girl. And like, I think that's like the funniest like character development arc, is going from raised largely by a skinhead neo-Nazi, so I was very like racist, to now like complete opposite side of the spectrum, just over the course of, you know, a decade. it's so wild, because like I'll talk to people that, you know, haven't talked to me in a decade, like from high school days, and they're like, yeah dude, you were like fucking racist, you were a piece of shit. It's like, yeah, I know. And then like they talk to me for, you know, a few times, and they're like,
Could I have my
dude, you're like a completely different person. I'm like, yeah, I realized I was a piece of shit. Yeah, it's crazy how that happens. The character development. That's why I push back so hard on people saying that people can't grow, or like, you know,
Well observed,
people
sir.
can't change.
You were correct.
Just
I don't think
lucky
that's
guess.
true at all.
No more of that. Lady, gentlemen, I think we can confidently assert
Razor thumb.
conspiracy.
2 devices
Jesus.
does start a pattern.
And a pattern that must predate the Surge, since we found a device that was outside the Veil.
True. That gives us a what and a when, but leaves a whom, a how, and a why.
And how many arcs have been affected?
It does follow that if we found 2, there could be more.
I'll keep an eye out for tampered arcs.
Some may have restarted on their own, like the one we followed through the Veil.
They're going to fight back, aren't they?
It does seem to be, Allah. Yes.
This is on everything, B. It's day one Game Pass, so if you're on Xbox or PC, that's probably the best way to play it, but it's also just $40 on Steam and $40 on PlayStation. Most people would think I'd be the most racist person for where I grew up and my job. There's this crazy thing that happens, at least I believe in this, where the more, like, I genuinely think most people who are racist or homophobic are just that way because of ignorance, and they just haven't spent time with a lot of black people or a lot of gay people. Like, the number of times I have spent time with people, and, you know, I don't really talk about my sexuality a lot. I don't really think it's people's business. I don't view it as like a character trait of mine or anything like that. It's just, you know, whatever. And I think the only people like that I care who know is if I'm interested in them romantically. That's the only time I think that it really matters at all. So, but the number of people I've known who have been like intensely homophobic and then have just realized that I was bi, and they're just like, wait, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, it like shatters their worldview. They've like, I've been friends and like chilling with this dude this whole time from this group that I thought was just fucking awful. It's like, yeah, isn't it crazy how that happens? Like, just as you spend time with people, you realize, oh wait, it's pretty stupid to generalize an entire really large group based on the actions of a few that you see online, or maybe a couple bad experiences you've had personally. Isn't that kind of crazy? Like, that's how I was. Like, I was racist growing up because I didn't know any black people. And whenever I saw black people on the news or whatever, it was always crime stuff. And whenever I had, you know, I watched movies, it was like black people were thugs or whatever. And it wasn't until I moved to Vegas and I was the minority. Everyone around me was black. Every job I had, everyone was black. My whole neighborhood was black and shit. And I started interacting with hundreds of black people. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like, that shit is not true for a whole lot of black people. Like, wow, this is crazy. Yeah, it's wild how that works out, eh? I kind of think I should do this one. An extra potion would be nice, though. Got a bi friend, he's more homophobic than anyone I know. My gay friend is pretty homophobic. But most of the gay people I know, they're actually just very sexist. Like, they're not necessarily into guys because they, like, really love guys. They're into guys because they hate women. That's a lot of the gay guys I know. They just fucking hate women. And I'm not gonna lie, I think it's really funny. I think that's so funny. It's like, oh, okay, so you're like attracted to men? Like, yeah, I kind of have to be. What do you mean? Oh, I just really hate women, so this is kind of my only option. I'm like, oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, spare a little rassault for a good cause?
Right here.
Perfect. I was actually thinking it would be good to start stockpiling some Acalahide. The nights get pretty cold here, and we could use it to reinforce our tents and blankets for warmth.
I'll be back in no time.
Thanks, Bryn. Please, hurry.
Man, I gotta harvest. This is straight up like Red Dead Redemption 2 shit, where you have to bring stuff for the camp.
Any luck hunting?
That should be enough for a few blankets and tents.
Oh, that's so great. I don't suppose you would mind getting something else for me.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
problem.
Bastion. That's how it was for me.
You've still got room in the caravan.
I'm just thinking, in an unknown climate, we don't know how fast the seasons might turn here, and as I said, it gets pretty cold at night. We should stock softwood for warmth, like a lot of it, to keep our hearth lit, you know?
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm confused. The Acalahide I just brought you isn't enough?
It's a start, for sure, but we need to be more prepared. Lots of softwood could really save us in a pinch.
Hey, I mean, preparedness is literally your wheelhouse, so I trust you. And finding treasure is mine. I've got your back no matter what.
Good. I hope
This
it's not
isn't
too
New
much.
World, Dylan.
All right.
This is a brand
I
new
guess I'll be
game
back
called
then.
Eternal Strands.
Thanks, Bryn. Come back with it soon.
Yeah, most stuff is Game Pass day one if it's on Game Pass. Or if it's... Most stuff is Game Pass... Most stuff is day one Game Pass if it's coming to Xbox. Jesus Christ. How much wood does she need? Defeating arcs anywhere. Oh, okay. So I just have to beat 3 arcs. That's pretty easy. Need more of the mushrooms. I need 1 more wood. Matthew, thanks for subbing, dude. Said he was asexual in high school because he got no game. Yeah, that's rough. That's pretty rough. Oh, wait, you're so cool to be around moment the process begins. Yeah, I worked at a warehouse doing like warehouse work when I moved to Vegas. And for anybody that hasn't worked warehouse work is it's where a lot of people with criminal backgrounds can get jobs and positions and stuff like that. So you typically are working with some individuals with pretty colorful pasts and possibly colorful present lives as well. And it was me and this other white guy, this fat white guy, and everyone else was black. And I stuck out like a sore thumb, you know, I'm just nerdy, skinny little white boy, and they're all fucking like got scars and a bunch of tattoos and shit. Buff. They look like fucking hardened and stuff. And so we go and we're working, and it was just very inefficient. Like what we were doing, like everybody was trying to do everything, and we were working for the county to set up election booths. And so I just posed the idea. I was like, hey, this is pretty inefficient. Like, what if we set up a sort of assembly line where we assign people to each task of like grabbing the boots, and then the next person can like unpackage them, and then the next person can drill the holes in for the mounts, the next person can put the mounts on. You know, I think that'll be like way more efficient. And they liked the idea. They were like, yeah, no, that sounds good. This is a fucking train wreck. We're all just tripping over each other. So we do it, and we're assigning positions, and one of the positions was to take off a label and like make sure that it was just like it was clean to put on another label because it was from like the last election. And so the fat white guy got that position. So lunch break comes, and then everyone goes, all right, let's swap up the positions in like the assembly line, you know, just so everybody can work a different job. And fat white guy doesn't want to do that because fat white guy is just taking off a sticker and spraying it with some disinfectant and stuff and scraping it off. And that's like a very easy job. So fat white guy tells all of them, no, I'm not swapping positions. You guys can swap positions. I'm not swapping positions. This is what I'm doing. You guys only want to swap positions because your positions suck. Well, they don't like that. Understandably so. And, you know, the rest of us swap positions. He refuses to. And they had a talking to him after work in the parking lot. They beat the fucking shit out of him. They jumped him, and they beat the fucking shit out of him. And then the next day, he didn't come in. And he didn't come in the day after that. And yeah, they told the manager that he got sick and he found a new position. And then this guy, he quickly became like the head of everybody else, like that everyone kind of just listened to him. And he went by Gray Eyes. He was like this older, pretty ripped black guy. He had face tattoos. He was bald, and he had gray eyes. That's what, you know, go figure. And he sat down with me when we were on break, and he's like, you know what? I like you. I was like, okay. And he's like, you're not like those other ones. You're not like that guy that we had to teach a lesson. You're one of the good ones. And the whole time I was like, that's really fucking racist, but okay. And he's like, you know, you just work like the rest of us. You don't have a high and mighty attitude. You talk to us the same. You don't put on some fake fucking accent or anything like a lot of other white people do. He's like, I like you, man. I was just like, okay, thank you. And yeah, then he started giving me easy positions. It was fucking fire. It was great. Very nice guy. I love Gray Eyes. He was awesome. And then one day, I was driving a Mustang at the time, and I had my gun in my car at all times, and it was a full-size 7-inch barrel 1911. And one day, I had it. I would keep it in between the seat and the stick shift. So it was just like right on my side, you know, kind of lodged in between. So I could pull it easily if I needed. And so I took it from out under the seat, you know, after work. I put it in, and I'm driving out, and Gray Eyes kind of flags me down, and he walks up, and I totally forgot that the gun is sitting there. And he comes up. He's like, hey, man, nice work. We're just going to change up some of the positions next time. I was like, okay, sounds good. And then he like looks at me, and he looks right down at the fucking 1911. And then he looks back at me, and he doesn't say anything, but he's like, all right, man, take care. And I didn't even register it at the time and until afterwards. And then the next day he came up, he sat down, and he's like, man, I didn't realize you were like that. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, your piece. He's like, I didn't think you were about that. He's like, that's a nice piece, man. It's like, good for you. It's like, hell yeah. And I was like, so confused. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, your gun, man. I saw it when you were driving off. I was like, oh. I was like, yeah, you know, little guy like me, I gotta stay safe. He's like, I respect that, man. He's like, you know what's up? Hell yeah. And that was like right when I had moved to Vegas. One of my first interactions going from like not hanging out with any black people really at all to literally being the only white dude. And then that's when I was like, black people are pretty cool, man. I don't have any problems with black people. Yeah, I was totally wrong. They're pretty fucking chill. White people put on fake accents? Yeah, a lot of them will. So like a lot of white people, when they talk to black people that have like an accent, some people call it ebonics. You know, they just have, a lot of them have a different way of speaking because of their culture. A lot of white people will, it's almost subconscious. They'll try and talk like them. So they'll just be like, shit, yeah, man, my bad. My bad, bro. Or take care, bro. You know, like, I don't know. They'll try and talk like them. And a lot of black people, they find it highly disrespectful. Because it's like you see them differently and almost like you're making fun of them. So my ex-girlfriend, she was really big on that as well. She fucking hated it when people would do that to her, and people did that like regularly to her, is that they would just like try and like speak differently to her. So it's always been like something that many black people have told me like that they appreciate, is that I just talk to them like I talk to normal people. I'm just like, okay. It's like weird compliment, but all right. Yeah, Kamala did that. That was so cringe. It was really bad. Kim was working in a city built by criminals to do crimes in. Vegas was wild, but I loved it. I lived there a few years. I loved it, man. Yeah, we were all temps, Sweeney. I did not get my 50 series pickle. Still holding out hope, but it was a terrible launch. They sold out. All the third-party cards like came out for way more, like way more than what the actual NVIDIA ones were. And they all sold out within like 50 seconds. It was pretty insane. And then NVIDIA themselves didn't release a single fucking card all day. They still haven't. All day in the US. They released them in other countries. I know a bunch of people in other countries that got them. And they were like live listings for like over 5 minutes in the UK, for example. But the US did not get a single listing. So I don't really know what's going on, but it was a terrible launch. Still hoping I find one. There's this app called like Hot Stocks or something. And you can subscribe to them for like $12 a month and log into a few of your accounts, like your Best Buy account, your Amazon account and stuff, and it'll actually auto buy for you. Like you set the price that you're willing to do. So I picked that up now. So hopefully, you know, fingers crossed. They said that they're going to be restocking throughout the coming weeks. So hopefully that app can fucking get me one, because there's just no way I can beat the bots. I stayed up all night last night to try and snag one, and I couldn't get one. Everyone just botted them so fast. So I must become the bot in order to beat the bots, it seems like. Wannabe hood rat? They're the most annoying ass people to work with. Some white people will shift their voice to sound like they're from the hood. You can tell the difference between a white guy from the hood and a white guy who drives through the hood. Yeah. Don't yo dog me thing. Yeah, kind of. Every year I hear that almost all Bitcoin has been mined. GPUs will be super cheap soon. Yeah, now it's not even a mining issue anymore. It's not even a mining issue. Now it's just literally scalpers. It's people that know that if they buy the card for 2,000, they can sell it for 6,000. And if you go on eBay, you'll see that's exactly what's happening. They're selling $2,000 cards for like 4 to 6, sometimes even $7,000. So they're making huge profit on them. The 5080, which is $1,000 card, is selling routinely for 2,000 or more. Now it's literally just scalpers. It's not even like mining or anything like it used to be, which really sucks. But Nvidia doesn't care because it has like Nvidia doesn't care at all, because why would they? They're making fat stacks. It's just like Sony not releasing enough PlayStation 5s, you know? My PC has a 2060 in it and other time comparative parts. Do you think I should just get a new PC or upgrade each part? It depends what your motherboard is, honestly. And it depends if you're fine with using used parts. I always use used parts for like my GPU or my CPU. I always just pick up one off eBay. But right now is actually a pretty good time to upgrade, because a lot of people are selling their 4000 series cards and their 3000 series cards for like the 5000 series, or even for like 4090s. So right now would be pretty good, but it all depends on what your motherboard is. Like, for example, if you're on AM3 hardware or AM4 hardware, you're going to be kind of like hard capped. I don't know what the equivalent would be for Intel. I haven't made an Intel build in a really long time. You're going to be hard capped. And honestly, if you have to get a new motherboard, you're just building a whole new PC at that point. Like, you'll be able to reuse your drives, but that's about it. You're going to have to get new RAM. You're going to have to get a new CPU. You're going to have to... You don't have to get a new GPU, but you'll probably want to get a new GPU. And at that point, you could start to look into pre-builds or just building your... You know, a whole new PC. But it's very, like, motherboard dependent. Honestly, even if you're on a... if you're on, like, AM4... You could have some solid upgrades to AM4 and still be owning. Like, you could get a Ryzen 7 5800X 3D, and that card still owns. Like, that is still like a really, really good card, or a really, really good chip. Not card. It's still a really good CPU. But yeah, you know, you are going to be kind of hard capped. You won't be able to get the super new GPUs probably because your PCIe port won't be up to date enough. Yeah, I would always go AMD for CPU these days. Need more analogies for this? I don't really have too much analogies for this one. I guess the motherboard, I could use the analogy that it's like it's kind of like building a PC is kind of like Legos. And the motherboard is like the base thing that you plug all the Legos into. It's like the foundation, you know, like the flat little piece that you plug all the Legos into. So if you have to get a new base of your Lego, all your other Legos that plug into that Lego base are not going to fit the Lego base anymore, right? Because you have a new Lego base, new foundation. So that's when you have to, if you have to swap out the foundation Lego piece, then you basically have to swap out all the other Legos because they're no longer going to plug into the Lego base. That's the best way I can probably use an analogy for for building a PC. Yeah, 6,000 euros for a 5090 is crazy. I would probably spend approaching 3 grand for a 5090. If I have to, if I get to that point. Anything more? Nah. No, definitely not. Cause like I'm pretty confident when the 6090 or whatever comes out, I'll be able to sell the 5090 for, I don't know, probably like 2400. Yeah, this is Eternal Strands. If you're wondering why we're not playing, it's because I'm about to be ending stream here. I have to work in like 13 minutes, so we're kind of just shooting the shit right now. Yeah, power consumption's getting crazy. I never thought that I would get to the limits of my 1000-watt processor or my 1000-watt PSU. I got that thing so many years ago. I was like, we're never going to get to the point where 1000 watts isn't enough. But we're now at the point where 1000 watts is like barely enough. Like I had to put all my shit into PC Part Picker to make sure I had enough wattage. Oh, one thing I will say though, I did get a W. I didn't get any of the cards, but I did get the 9800X3D. They kind of like sneakily put that back on Amazon because that's been sold out for forever and been selling for like $650 instead of like $4 or something. So with all the cards coming out, they kind of just like sneakily put in more of the Ryzen 9800X3Ds, which I've been looking for a while. So I did pick that up. I did get a W at least. So we will have we'll have that coming, which is basically the new king of CPUs, which is exciting. Yeah, of course, Lobby. If I was a Technics kid. Explain why I need 32 gigs of RAM using only Bionicle's lore, please. If I knew Bionicle's lore, I could probably do it. I used to tutor a lot of kids. I'm pretty good about putting complex things in like layman's terms and understandable terms. I'm pretty good at it, but not Bionicle lore. This is Eternal Strands, Jordy. If you guys ever want to know what game a streamer is playing, you can click the 3 dots in the top right of your screen and then click description. And that'll tell you every single time what game the streamer's playing. A little cheat sheet. Because for some reason, YouTube still does not support the !game command to see what game is being streamed. I don't know why it doesn't support that. Twitch has supported that forever, but it still doesn't. Bionicle lore is wild. It requires a 10 years research course. Bodified and typing this now. Yeah, luckily we have Kenzie. It's kind of crazy. We're already done with January. Today's the last day of January, guys. It's pretty insane. I feel like this month flew by really, really fast. It's wild to me that this trip I've been waiting so many years for to go to Japan is like actually coming up rapidly. You know, it's like March 22nd, I think. And it's just flying up. So weird. Oh, I've decided, by the way, I think I am going to do some content. It's not going to be good content, but when I'm in Japan, I think I am going to do short little videos and edit like little clips together for each day. What we're doing. I'm not going to upload it the same day just so I don't get, you know, doxxed or anything. I don't get people tracking me down or something like that. So it'll be a few days behind. But yeah, I think I'll just like, if we go somewhere to eat, I'll film a little bit vlog style. And throwing it back to the old school vlogs. Yeah, it'll be a little bit better. I mean, it's still just going to be me with my phone, but you know, I'll actually just be splicing together a few clips of like everything that I did in a day. And the reason I changed my mind on it, like, they won't do well or anything. None of the videos on the channel do very well. Just because most people sub for the streams, which is totally fine. But I'm just gonna do it for, like, memory's sakes. So I can, me and my dad and my little sister, like, we can all look back on it and, like, see all the stuff that we did. You know, years down the line. I think that'll be kind of cool to be able to do. Because I gotta be honest, my memory is so bad, I already forgot a bunch of the shit that we did in Hawaii, and that was only, like, a year and a half ago or something. Like, that we took that vacation. So, yeah. I think I need some actual, like, filming. Yeah, I do work from home, Slobby. I work with an outreach program that's entirely remote, and it assists veterinary shelters and clinics with their lab work across the U.S. So I get to work from home, which is pretty nice. I'm going to be taking just PTO off for the Japan trip, though. Taking basically my entire year's worth of PTO just for the, like, 3.5 weeks we're going to be down there. And a couple days extra just to kind of chill before going right back into it. But unfortunately, I can't take the time off school, so I'm still going to have to find time to... I'm still taking my laptop down. I'm still going to have to do schoolwork, but that should be a lot easier to fit in. Ugh, Kenzie, please. Not really anywhere in particular that I'm excited to see. I mean, I'm sure there'll be highlights and stuff like that, but not anywhere, like, super specific. To be entirely honest, I'm excited to go down there, and everybody else has kind of planned out everything that we're gonna do. So I'm excited to just be fucking blind and go and do a bunch of cool stuff. Like, I'm kind of digging not knowing. I have basically, like, a travel itinerary that's been planned for me. A few of the days are, like, free days where we'll just be chilling and stuff, but for the most part, we're doing something, like, almost every single day. So I'm excited to just go and be surprised. You don't have to. You could take one flight going all the way over there, but it's like a 15-hour flight, and we don't want to be on there for 15 hours. So we're going to fly to Seattle first, because the flight to Seattle is a couple hours, and then it makes the flight to Japan down to like 8 or 9 hours, which is like way more manageable, I feel like. And I have some family in Seattle as well. I can check in with and see. Got a couple friends there. So yeah, we are making it 2 flights, but you can do it in 1. I just don't want to be on a plane for 15 hours, bro. Yeah, 15-hour flight sounds painful. Imagine someone's in the bathroom, dude. Someone's just taking a while in the bathroom and you, like, just really have to go. 15 hours, dude? Some people take a while in there. That would suck. Especially if you're not first class. If you're not first class, that shit would be... Oh, God. I'm not flying first class. That shit's way too expensive. It's already like $1,500 per person for the flight. I think it was like... I want to say it was like $4,000 if you did first class per person. Just crazy. That's so many souvenirs and so many like good times you can have. So many places you can go over there. It's fucking ridiculous how expensive it was for first class. You're gonna take a dump right now? Well, I hope everything comes out for you, man. Yeah, Pickle, it's funny you say that. Oscar, another regular on the channel, was saying the same thing. He said they'd throw, like, diarrhea bombs at me or something. He's like, watch out for the diarrhea bombs, brother. I'm like, what are you talking about? What? I was like, I lived in Seattle for a little while, man. It wasn't that bad. He's like, it's gotten so much worse. I was like, okay. I'll take your word for it, dude. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know when we will arrive, if we arrive in Seattle at night or not, but we have a hotel we'll stay at. Diarrhea Bob's how it's made. Yeah, the planes with the beds and stuff would be fire. I don't even want to know how expensive that would be, cuz first class you don't get that. And that's like $4 grand for a ticket for first class, so God knows. Might be making the diarrhea bomb right now. I forgot, I did want to check the new gear that we unlocked. The new recipes. So we got a frost sword and shield. It gets the avalanche ability. I don't know what that is, but sounds cool. And this gets ascending strike. Looks way cooler as well. We got new arm. Ooh, sheesh. Yo, this is way sicker. Oh, hell yeah. Dude, and I know I could... You can change all the colors on this. Don't have the arm guards yet, though. Yeah, you could change all the colors. I could be fucking Iron Man in this bitch. Dismantle. Recover all of their materials. Return to the camp inventory. Wait, that's so good. Dude, I love the quality of life in this game. It's like, oh yeah, you got something new that's cooler? Yeah, just have all the shit back that you put into your previous thing. Like, that is so nice. I would nut if Monster Hunter let me do that. Monster Hunter is like, yeah, you can go back to a point, but after that, you don't like it, get fucked. I love that. Such good quality of life, man. Good on them. We'll have to make that armor. That armor's gonna be sick. Change the color. Maybe we could do black and gold or something. That'd be cool. But it is 5:59. I do indeed woik. And I'll have to keep my eyes peeled. See if I can't snag a 5000 series card today. Probably won't, but hey, you never know. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. We had some good chats. I appreciate the all the new subs and all the likes on the stream. It was very kind of all of you guys. I should be live later today. I'm gonna see if Josh wants to play that game. And trust me, I don't say this very often, but you guys won't want to miss that stream if we end up playing that later today. Whenever we do that stream's gonna be fire. I don't play those types of games very often, like rage bait games. And this is a rage bait co-op game. I think it's gonna be really fun. So we'll we'll see if we end up doing that. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Of course, I appreciate all the comments and the likes. They help the stream a ton. Even if you're just commenting behind you, you know, trolling and stuff like that, it does help the channel quite a bit. So I appreciate all of you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Enjoy your Friday. Very exciting. And yeah, I should stream later today. So I shouldn't have to tell you to have a good weekend or anything. You are helping, Anonymous. All you guys are helping by commenting. I appreciate it. But yeah, have a great rest of your day, guys. See you in a little while. Bye-bye.